Hello and welcome back to Pete's Model Car Customs. I hope this is all in tune. As you can see, we're in a different position because really I want to show a sort of close up on some smaller parts I've been working on the start of the engine. But also there's a good look in the back window there. The other day I said about a friend who unfortunately had a dog, his dog destroyed a Cameo model of a Ford Fair Lady. I've forgotten what the code number is. Twin turbo gizmo. And that gave me the rear spoiler, which I've plonked on the back there. But I also cut the interior up a bit, as that gave quite a nice infill into this area. That is the what's it called? Nissan. Interior fitting into there. I've cut it in half, and I've actually let's see whether that works. That's the seats and the rest of the interior as a centre console. Take that off for a minute. Which saves me delving into a Mustang, really. I've used the back seat. There's quite a connection in the seat upholstery pattern, in that that's got a band of stripes, although they're going going vertically and these are going horizontally. There's still a sort of similarity to them, so I think I might try and fit in the stock back seat. This doesn't have back seat. This one doesn't have back seats. But I was quite impressed by the width of it, width and height. And I'll see what I can do with the door panels. So that might make an interesting bit of a update to the interior. And like I said, I've got the that's just sitting in there on the interior parts that I'd made up for the start of the rear infill arches and ducts and all that. I wanted to move on to the interior because on the outside where I've got these ducts, I want to find out where they go, and also I want to build up an infill panel for this area, you know, of louvers, you know, to then duct in. Sorry, a lot of fanning around today. If I plonk that back on there very loosely, find a place to park the damn thing. I was actually looking at the scrap panel from a Ferrari and thinking if I cut out that section and open the louvers for that up, I could use that as an infill panel into the ducts on the Cobra. The bonnet hood got a squirt of paint so I can see the work marks that I've got there. There's ghost marks of where the hood pins were. You just see that curve, looks like an ejector mark. That's from the hood pin. I've took them off of there and put them on the other bonnet hood, as I want this one to be not hinged, just pinned down to lift over the high-rise carburetors. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, moving on to the, is that a good position? Moving on to the engine bits. I've started on the engine. This is the engine for the wide body, and I'm using a couple of turbos that Stig 800, I'll put a link in the description, sent me. These are 3D prints, I think, rather than resin castings, but they're very nicely detailed and a good size for this car in comparison to the motor. But it's going to leave me with both of these across the front of there, which will be, oh, trust me to have the other hand. I don't know whether you can see this collection of parts down here on the mat. I can't move that along any further, can I? Probably clear the other side of the bench, pop this back out. So I was looking at the exhaust manifolds that came with the kit. I'm trying to use as much as possible. These are parts 25 and 26 from the custom section of the engine, and I've put what is the beginning of a flange on there, and I'll add some nut detail and drill through for my spark plugs and trim it down and all that. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah. So if I had a wrong way up, that one, like that, and I've got to sit the other one beside it, and it all gets all jiggery pokery. You end up with that, that, and that. It's not very good for you, is it? Which is a lot of turbulation. And then bring that up to a manifold, but that doesn't give you much of an air intake. So if you swap them over, and then we got, I've noticed this pipe will come in quite a long way. So then swap them over to somewhere there, and I'm up here with that pipe to go to the inlet manifold, or that way around. I'm still sucking in air from the centre, and it'll get very tight, so you really need air at either end. So that'll take playing around. I've made some brackets that were holding ancillaries, because I've copied the 94 Mustang parts, made up a compressor part for aircon, a power steering pump, reservoir, pump and reservoir, with a couple of outlet hoses onto it. But like I said, I was looking at these manifolds, and they're actually going to take more work than I had hoped, because this one that way around doesn't clear the oil filter, but there's a different size and angle anyway. I've tried with the filter off. This pipe isn't the same size as that pipe, so they both, they're both going to need remaking anyway, but they're not the same. That one ended up nearly 0.5 mil bigger. A quick scrape down will bring it back down, but it's just, and at a different angle. So that's got to be moved to clear the oil filter, and hook up to a. Just dab that back on there. Move round to clear the oil filter, and then hook up to a turbo, either going outwards to get air, and then bring that back up to go into the inlet. All hard to see. And the same again. So I'm playing around with these turbos. I've taken the radiator back out for the moment to give me all the space I can get inside the engine bay. What else was there? In the other parts of this is the engine for the street machine version, and I've changed that to this was the part number 101, which I've de-chromed and levelled off the tops for the carburetors, flattened them. They were all a curve shape. One is, there's a slight taper how they're sitting, but those plinths weren't level anyway. And to them I'm going to add another adapter plate with bolt detail to it, and then sit my carbs on top. Yeah, with them on there, sort of thing. I've took the factory fuel pump, is down there. Yeah, on the other one I've taken it off because I used an electric fuel pump to pump to the turbo systems, I suppose, or to the inlet manifold for an injector. Right. Yeah. I suppose I could hook them up to carburetors. Don't know. No, I'll just do a fuel injection system on that. What else have I got going on here? This is hinge I'm making up for the trunk. Looking through reference photographs of Cobras, they've got a quite a hefty trunk hinge. So I've made these up, and if I bring in that one, they'll fit on the underside of there. But I think I'm a wee bit big on the curve, so I might make a couple more up. But the actual proportion to the trunk lid, I mean, sort of like 2/3, is proportionately about correct. They're great big hinges under there. Don't know why. But I'll if I make some smaller ones for this trunk, I should be able to use these if I go for lifting out the other panel on the other one as a hatchback. There's some minor finicking on this panel still to do to get that trimmed in properly, and the same with the other one. I've got quite a bit more work on the actual back panel of that and tying it into the rear grille panel. Right. This sump panel is actually the kit part 116, and it looks like that originally, with a sort of H pattern on it and no drainage plugs. So I've changed that to having a ribbed looking panel and a sump plug, and then I'll connect that up again to the oil cooler that's built into the radiator down through that side. What else? Brackets on there and there, pumps, bits. I hope most of that's in focus, and best wishes from jolly old England. Bye.